So I started journaling, and I started just creating, it's kind of crazy, but a conversation with myself. So I wrote Ryan 1, Ryan 2, and I would write down all the things that I liked about myself, which was a really short list when I started. And I wrote down all the things I didn't like about myself, and then I would ask why, right? And start asking myself these questions of, well, why don't I like this about myself? What I came to find out, Brad, is that most of the things I didn't like about myself were somebody else's narrative, right? Somebody else's walls that they said, you got to have this, or you got to have this, or you got to have this to be a valuable person. So I categorically removed those thoughts and decided, who does Ryan want to be? Why does he want to be that? And if you had a good reason, that's what I created.
What's cracking, Ryan?
What's going on, Brad?
Now, folks, old Ryan is a solar slinger.
Oh,
he's out there freaking selling solar.
Yes, sir.
Now, you also are training others to sell solar.
Building teams.
Yeah, and the reason why I brought you on was because, number one, I wanted to pick your brain. How old are you?
27.
27. You're making some pretty decent dough selling solar?
Great dough.
What kind of dough?
Like 1.6, 1.7.
A year?
Mm-hmm.
Dang. How's this fool making 1.7 million a year and growing, selling solar? Now, that's not teaching people how to sell solar.
That's selling.
That's selling it. That's his commission. That's your money.
Yes, sir.
Now,
yes,
is that
sir.
by yourself, or is that off a team you've built?
Both.
So you got a team too.
Absolutely.
But still, 1.7, how old are you, 27? Like, that's pretty freaking good, son.
Thanks, brother. Thank you.
So how'd you do it?
Yeah, so it's crazy story. I've been in door-to-door sales since, 2015, and I was terrible at it, right? I sucked at doing it. I wasn't very good. I was looking for mentors, and I found out about Brad Lee. So
Shut up. Tell the
yeah,
truth.
man, yeah. So I found out about Brad Lee, so I'm listening to Dropping Bombs,
Not just me, because if you listen to me, that means you found others as well.
I did, yes, sir. Yep. So listen to Ed Milet.
Okay, good.
Listen to him. I like him a lot.
Ed's a good dude.
Yeah. And man, because I necessarily didn't have a mentor to show me the way, I found one. Right? We have all these tools in front of us.
Who was that?
You.
I mean, like through a distance.
Oh yeah, through a distance, right? Not in person.
Yeah. So Ed's your mentor.
You're my mentor.
Who else?
Andy Elliott.
Andy Elliott. He's a beast.
Yeah, for sure. I listened to Grant Cardone for a little bit. I liked him. It got me.
Oh, Uncle G.
Yeah.
He's good. He's cool.
Hustlers.
He knows his game.
Helped me get my mindset right. Right.
I would say I'm the mindset guy. No.
Well, I'm with you. He helped. He was the person that kicked me off to start kicking my own ass, right, in a good way.
I was gonna say he should be the, the guy that gets y'all fired up.
That's what it was. The reason when I started sales, I wasn't very good is socially inept, man. Like didn't know how to talk to people, was scared to talk to people, didn't have a lot of confidence. Okay, and so
do you now?
Oh yeah, a bunch.
Why?
A bunch of confidence because I've done some stuff. I've had some wins.
That's right. Because confidence is just the memory of winning.
Exactly, right? I've also forgiven myself, right? So that's a big one.
Another one I coached you on.
Yeah.
See, these are the things that, everyone knows it, I think. It's not just me that knows this shit. I think a lot of people know this, but not many people talk about it. To build confidence, I tell people, number one, apologize and forgive yourself. Why? Well, just like if you got in a fight with someone you loved and you wanted to make up to him or her because you realize you were being a dumbass.
Yeah.
What would you do?
You'd apologize.
Yeah, you go up and apologize and beg for their forgiveness and hope that they forgive you. And if they didn't, you'd understand and you would be like, please. But, at the end of the day, we don't do that to ourselves. So we need to apologize and forgive ourselves to even begin the healing process. Sounds like almost lame kind of, but it's true.
Yeah. And the thing that I think we miss is that personally, I believe there's a person inside of us, right? I like to look at my little person inside of me as like me when I was 5, 6 years old that thought everything was possible, that had this great big imagination and there was nothing impossible, right? Well, we go through life and we get, these failures and these rejections and these different things that we do to ourselves. We're our own bully, we're our own, biggest enemy or beast, right? And then we never intentionally have a conversation with ourselves. We never create any sort of experience that allows us to forgive ourselves for anything. We just go along life and wonder why we can't get more. And so what I realized was that, hey, I don't even have a relationship with myself, right? What's the saying? You're really good at giving advice, but you can't seem to take your own, right? So that's what I
still do that.
You still do that? Give advice and you can't seem to take it? Why not?
Well, because I mean, sometimes I'm what you call a little too wise.
Okay.
What do I mean by wise? Dude, I don't need to skip the ranch on my dressing. I mean, the ranch dressing on my salad. Yeah. I don't need to skip it. Should I skip it? If you want a 6-pack?
Yeah.
Do you think you'd look that bad if you didn't skip it? In other words, I rationalize. I don't have in other words, I don't need to try and be, intense. Why?
You don't want that?
Why? Why be intense?
It's the narrative.
But why? Why be intense?
Somebody else says you have to.
Are you going to jump out of an airplane?
I mean, I will.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't jump out of an airplane?
No, I don't need to. What am I proving? That I've got the balls? I think I've got the balls. Look, okay, I don't want to jump out of an airplane. Why? Well, again, to me, the odds are better to not die jumping out of an airplane if you just don't jump out of one. So the odds are better of not dying, and I like to play the odds.
Okay.
The odds are better that you don't die jumping out of an airplane if you didn't jump out of the airplane. So the odds are better. Now, again, someone could argue that and say, Brad, you're not going to die jumping out of an airplane. More than likely not, but why chance it?
Well, I think the question is just, what do you want? Do you, like, if you don't want to jump out of an airplane, then don't do it because you think somebody else wants you to do it, or you think you need to do that to be, have balls.
But that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's why I have ranch on my salads.
Right.
Because guess what, dude? I don't want to die tomorrow with a 6-pack and never have had ranch dressing.
I love ranch dressing.
I'm putting ketchup on my burger. Yep. Now I can throw away the bun and eat it with just the lettuce and the tomato. Because the buns, by the way, that's what hurts you. But I'm not giving up ketchup. I'm having A1 on my steak, bro.
Now, do you think
I'm dipping my shit into sour cream? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to enjoy the sauces and the toppings of life. Why? Because I'm too smart, dude. I know that this puppy is short, and you're not going to be happier if you never, ever, 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 ever enjoyed life, and you were a disciplined freak your whole entire life, and then you died. And if you ask me, you wasted your life. Why? Because, dude, you didn't have a fucking peanut butter parfait. You never had a cronut. Now, dozens and dozens and fat on the couch? No. There's an extreme over here. There's an extreme over here. But I'm just talking about a little bit of ranch. So right now, I mainly eat a clean, protein-based diet. Mm-hmm. But, if someone says, oh, you could be in better shape if you just stop the A1 sauce. I don't want to be that good of shape. Do you?
I don't know, brother. I'm not sure.
No, you don't. You're just young. I was hoping you'd say, yeah, I do. But that's because, again, you ever heard the old bull, the young bull?
Yeah, you told that story the other day.
Okay, then there you go. That's the same thing. You're going to learn eventually that, hey, it's okay to reward yourself a little bit.
Do you think it would affect your, well, I guess it depends on what your personal brand is, right? If your personal brand is being fit and coaching people to be in the best shape of their life, then you need to be in the best shape of your life. You're lying to people.
I would agree.
Okay. So,
which is why, by the way, a lot of times when I give advice, especially when it comes to fitness, I always say, this isn't advice. This is just my opinion.
Gotcha.
Because I'm entitled to an opinion, whether I'm that or not. Like if I'm not ripped, but I think you get ripped by doing this and I have an opinion, I believe I'm entitled to give it. Although usually you should probably keep your mouth shut unless you've done it. So I agree 1,000%. If you're not ripped, you probably shouldn't be telling people how to get ripped.
What to do, yeah. Yeah, I was fit, got married.
How fit were you though?
Oh.
What percent body fat?
7.
You've measured it?
Yeah.
So 7%, dude, that's fit.
Yeah, I was fit.
That might even be unfit.
Certain things didn't work, Brad. Certain things didn't work at 7%.
Okay, well that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And so if certain things didn't work,
then why would you stay there?
That ain't to me like fuck the strictness.
Yeah, exactly. So
it didn't work because it wasn't healthy.
But here's why I did it, right? Here's why I did it is, so at that time I was living in my car. I was broke, not a very good salesperson. So
and your dick didn't work?
Yeah. Oof. Oh, it was tough, dude. Oof. It was tough.
You couldn't even do nothing.
No.
Dude.
That's why I was still living in my car versus staying at somebody's house.
And how old were you?
I was 21.
See? Did anybody know?
No. Nope, no one knew.
Good.
But
now everybody knows.
I needed the win.
Now
right?
people are listening going, dang, dog. But there's a lot of guys out there probably thinking, man, I know what you mean, dog. Yeah. Fortunately, I've never known what you mean. But 7% body fat caused you impotence.
Yep.
Incontinence. Were you shitting yourself?
No, I wasn't shitting myself.
Were you pissing the bed?
No.
What were you doing?
No, just impotence. Right?
Dang, dude. Did that scare you at such a young age?
A little bit.
How'd you know you had it?
Tried to use it.
What'd the girl say?
I looked good, so she gave me a pass, but...
What'd she say, though?
She said, it's fine.
What do you mean? Did you say, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe it was her.
Probably could have been her. Maybe it wasn't me. Maybe it was her.
Could have been, bro.
Yeah. We'll have to get back down to 7% body fat and find out.
Do you think it was because you're 7%?
I don't know. There was a lot of variables. It could have been, here's another thing too, right? Is it could have just been like the fact that I was living in my car and me feeling like, you know, I was lying to myself at that time, lying to other people. Versus,
it could be 100% mental.
Right? Could have been a whole mental thing of where I've got all this stuff spinning in my head that I'm not being who I really am.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, thinking I got to keep up appearances or whatever. So that could have been that too.
So where are you now? That was then. Now you're making killer money. You're out confident as hell. What gave you the confidence?
Winning. So that started it. And then me having my back pushed against the wall and deciding to make a change, deciding to forgive myself for the obstacles that I went through and learn from the failures, right? And apply those to other people's lives. So the first thing that I did is there was an opportunity where I got to just go out for 10 days on. They flew me out to a market. I would go sell for those 10 days and I'd come back home, right? So I went out there, crushed it. First 10 days, I made 17 grand. It was great. I had just been living in my car, made 17 grand. Living in the car is not a problem anymore, right? I went the next month, made 42 grand. So now I'm saying, okay, this is a win, right? I'm getting some confidence. This looks good. Third month, I made $67,000. And I said, you know what? I've only been doing this 10 days. What can I do if I go for an entire month? And even back when I was living in my car, I'd put goals together of, hey, I want to be a millionaire by the time I'm 25, right? I want to have made my first million by the time I'm 25, right? So I wanted to start putting together some milestones that would show me that that was real, right? And the macro or micro, so I could see the macro. I couldn't believe it then that would happen. So I went for a whole month. I broke down the numbers. I said, what does it look like to make, 100 grand in a month, right? How many deals is it? Just half of a deal a day. So I'm like, okay, well, I can do that. Half a deal a day. Like that doesn't even account to anything. How about I just get a deal a day? So we did 36 deals in about 24 days and it was over from there. I could see that full trajectory is going up. And I believed that I could start showing people the right process, the right methods that would allow them to have similar success. And most importantly, the thinking. The thinking is so crazy because you can handle objections incredibly, right? You can have all of this textbook skill, right? But if you don't have the confidence, if you don't have the belief in yourself, you're going to crumble every time. So
how do you think you developed it? Just by winning?
No, it was building a personal relationship with myself, personal integrity, being honest with myself. The forgiveness part's a big part. And helping myself understand that I had a purpose, right? That I wasn't just wandering out in this world, that I wasn't meant to be a loner and finding like-minded people. So the biggest thing that I would say is that I first just broke down and started journaling. Like that's the first thing I thought to do is I said, okay, a lot of these successful people that you read about, the very, very high up successful people, I hear that they journal. He talks about journaling, but Elon Musk and Bill Gates, they all talked about journaling. And so at this time, that's all I really was thinking about. So I started journaling and I started just creating, it's kind of crazy, but a conversation with myself. So I wrote Ryan 1, Ryan 2, and I would write down all the things that I liked about myself, which was a really short list when I started. And I wrote down all the things I didn't like about myself. And then I would ask why. Right, and start asking myself these questions of, well, why don't I like about myself? What I came to find out, Brad, is that most of the things I didn't like about myself were somebody else's narrative, right? Somebody else's walls that they said, you got to have this, or you got to have this, or you got to have this to be a valuable person. So I categorically removed those thoughts and decided, who does Ryan want to be? Why does he want to be that? And if you had a good reason, that's what I created. So that's what's sitting in front of you. And now I love myself.
Nice. Folks, come on. Better hit rewind if you want to know how to do that for yourself, because that seemed like a methodical, tactical process.
It was, yeah.
And how long it take you?
About 21 to 6 years, 5 years. So I started seeing the results, but there's a reason why I actually got asked this question at the Master Closer Summit at the VIP dinner. One of the guys asked me, man, if you're doing so well, why do you keep coming to these? And actually hadn't thought about it. I just liked being around the people, and frankly, I learn a lot, right? There's an intensity there. Like there's an environment there of like-minded people, and there's tons of value, right? So I'm just like, let's just keep going. I love these people. But he asked me, and the reason that I keep going back is that realizing that you're not the best, right? Because it can be real easy when you get this small little bowl to think like I'm this big shot. And then it becomes hard of when you get outside that bowl of thinking that you actually are, right? The allodoxophobia kicks in. So I want to be around people where I'm talking to them in an environment, and I have coaches, mentors, people that value me. Now I get to see how I stack up and how I can get better and how I can level up. Because that's what I think creates your value is, are you always looking to adjust and get better and pivot, or are you just wanting to get to a certain spot and stop?
Now, you say you're coaching people now?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you coaching? Just solar guys?
Yeah, so solar guys, and then individuals that want to build a solar team with phenomenal culture. The door-to-door sales industry is known for having high turnover. They get a guy in, he comes in, he gets a little money, he loses the money, he drops out. We kept 90% and have kept 90% of the people we recruited. We haven't lost them. They stay. And it's not always just the money, because I've seen guys come in and they go, 2-3 months where they're just not putting in the practice, but they still stick with us. They still stay. So we have a really decent conversation about, dude, put in the practice so you can win. Put in the time, put in the training. And they push through.
Where do you operate out of?
So I operate out of Texas. I can fly anybody in, but I take anybody all over the country.
You Zoom train them or something?
We fly them into market. We work with them for 10 days. We train them for those 10 days. Then we also do Zooms, yes. So every other day of the week.
And what can someone make selling solar on average?
On average, they're going to make about $400,000 or $500,000 a year is what I would say with us.
Just selling solar?
Just selling solar. The commissions.
That anyone can do.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm talking about? Like, if I was 20 and I heard this, I'd freak and I'd be in it for sure. Like there should be 1 million 20-year-old kids out knocking on doors right now.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't want to say it's a safe business, but you've got to get with the right.
It can't be safe. You knock on the wrong door, they open it up, they snatch you, and you're done.
Man, I've been doing it for a long time. I haven't seen that yet.
Maybe you ain't been snatched.
I guess I stay in the nicer neighborhoods. Maybe that's the difference, right? Here's what I mean by safe, right? Is, man, I make it so that the people that work with me, they come out, doesn't cost them anything. Doesn't cost them a dime. They just get out there. Here's what it costs them is time.
Well, you don't pay their plane ticket.
Oh, yeah.
You'll pay everything?
I'll pay everything. I put them up in a house. I take care of them getting out here.
It's nuts.
I want to help them, man. I want to help them, right? Now, obviously, there's a little bit in it for me, of course. I'm not going to do it for free, right? But I also want to help people. I want them to have an experience to where somebody can lead them, get them to success, get them to winning in their life, and frankly, just help their quality of life because they've grown and grown for some love with themselves.
Hey, and before I forget, where do people follow you on social media?
Yeah, _Ryan_Carroll.
So just like it sounds, Carroll.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But you weren't always this way. Where were you before you started making dough?
Yeah, so before I was making dough, I was selling a product called multi-layer insulation with an individual. It's all right, never mind.
Out in where?
Indiana, Valparaiso, Indiana.
So you're knocking on doors there too?
Yeah.
So before you were knocking on, you always knock on doors?
Always, man.
Well, then you got lucky if you ask me. See, I went into sales pretty early as well. And I think the people that go into sales early end up successful at some point in their life quicker than people that don't. Why? Because, dude, the thick skin you get and, the experience you get. And then I think it just smartens people up.
It does.
And then ultimately it teaches you how to get along with people, teaches you human behavior, teaches you all kinds of things that a normal day-to-day job without commission, without that, environment doesn't provide it.
I'm with you. I also think that being 17, 18 years old in a home with a 40-year-old trying to convince him he needs to pay $300 more a month on a product, it matures you pretty quick, right? So I love that. I think it is a pretty lucky opportunity, right?
So I have a solar team out in California right now doing a blitz.
Oh, how are they doing?
Do you think if I sent you out there that you would be able to be the top salesman in my on my team?
Yeah.
Would you make a wage?
No.
You're not that confident.
When you say make a wage, as in like pay
make
me
a
for it?
wager. No, make a wager, like a bet.
Oh, yeah, I'll make a wage.
So you're saying that
Wager.
if I send you out to California, you can beat everybody on the whole team.
Done.
And if someone beats you selling solar on my team, what will you do?
Oof. What would I do? What do you want?
It's just make it a friendly wager so we don't get all upset about it. But I've got a freaking.
We'll buy a whole nother box of Cohibas.
Dude, I got a strong team out there,
believe
and two of them that are leading the whole thing. They're like, I think the top solar salespeople on Earth.
Good. That's good.
That's what they say.
I believe it.
So I mean, how much are you selling a month? How many kilowatts?
Dude, 400, 300.
So if I ask them how many kilowatts they're selling, if it's more than 400, then you'll know. If it's less than 400, then man, they need to meet you so they can be trained.
Yeah. Hit them up.
Well, they're probably out and doing it. I'll text while we're talking to see if they'll answer me. But yeah, dude, like that's a lot no matter what, even if they do beat you, because they probably do. Because they're on my team. You need to be on my team, dog. Then you'll be the best.
Dude, I love what I'm doing at Lumio.
Oh, yeah, Lumio.
Yeah,
Lumio's a good company. I keep hearing about them everywhere. And then Lumio Brothers? No. That was like a distributor of Lumio.
Lumio Bros. The Lumio Bros. Yeah.
Lumio Bros.
Yeah, so that was like a brand to recruit and train.
Is that you, though?
No. So I built a team called the Lumio Buffaloes. And there's a specific reason why we call them the Buffaloes. So you've probably heard the story of, they're the one herd animal that charges into the storm when the storm's coming versus run away from it. You ever heard that story about a buffalo? Okay. Mm-hmm. So there's another one. And the way I came up with this name was we were with a company before Lumio that was just taking 120, 130, 140 days to get our jobs installed. So that's an important thing for the viewers to hear. If they want to get into solar, they got to get with a company that can get it done quick.
So when you started, who installs your solar?
Yeah. So with Lumio, we do it in-house. So
you just have your own installers?
Yeah. Our own technicians, our own panels. My office space has a warehouse in it where we house the panels.
All out of Texas?
Mm-hmm.
So, dude, anybody listening to this that's like, dang, dog, I've been wanting to get in the solar space. You could use a bunch more people, no?
Oh, yeah.
Damn, dude. You're in a good situation, my friend. Young, 27, in solar, because I keep telling people get in solar. That's why I started my solar deal. Yeah. But again, I'm going to, after we get off this, I'm going to talk to you about like figuring out how can I grow yours.
Yeah.
Because if 1 million people wanted to go sell solar and they heard it from me and I give them to you and they start making a bunch of dough, you'd be so thankful that you'd probably give me some dough.
I'd give a tad to Brad.
Yee, little tad to Brad. And all I'm doing is sending thousands of people your way.
Love that more than a tad, brother.
Well, then let's get started right now on this episode. Make sure you guys tell them Bomb Squad sent you. Make sure you send me a little something for everybody that signs up. No, just joking. You don't have to.
We can talk about it.
No. You'll be all right. This is a complimentary. You won the traffic.
Perfect.
Right? You see what I'm saying? I don't want to take away your traffic.
Well, thank you.
But I know you're generous enough, and people are smart enough to says, hey, win-win scenarios are always going to last longer.
Oh yeah.
But in all reality, guys, if you're out there listening and you're like, dude, I've been thinking about solar. Sounds like this guy's got a process. Mm-hmm. He's willing to give you a job. He's willing to fly you out. All expenses paid.
Take care of the housing. All that.
And you should make $500,000 a year. Okay, well then, if you don't get a hold of them, well then, folks, I guess I can't help you. Because, dude, that's all we can do. Someone else has to take the action.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I'm glad you said that.
There's a lot of people out there that hear about opportunities all the time, and they're always so skeptical, and they're always so limited mindset that they think it just can't be true. Dude, if everyone could make $500,000 selling solar, everybody be doing it, and they're not. So it's like they just sit there and be cynical. So many times they miss life, and they miss opportunities, and then all the rich people that they meet, they hate.
They're taught that. It's ingrained, indoctrinated.
Well, it needs to change, because I'm telling you, you can't hate on success. You have to appreciate it, and you have to freaking seek it. And if you think, oh, people with money are assholes, and you don't want to be an asshole, you subconsciously will keep yourself from ever getting successfully financially because of that.
Yeah, you won't attract it. Money likes to be liked. Success likes to be liked. Why would you hate on success if you really deep down inside want it?
So where are you going now? Like, you just going to grow and scale the business? Like, what are your plans now?
Yeah.
You're not leaving solar, that's for sure.
No, I'm not leaving solar. We're going to stay right here. I want to be able to serve and add value to more people. Right.
So who started Lumio?
So it's a merger of about 4 different companies. So you have one company that was called Deca, another company that was called Atlantic Key, which is the East Coast, another company that's called Set, and Lift was the last one. All 4 of those companies grouped together and merged and created Lumio, and that's what they're going to go public with, is the Lumio brand. So we cover.
And you're part of that?
Yes, sir.
So like a distributor, like what?
No. So
you were one of those independent ones that merged? Who?
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. So I worked with Deca before they merged, and then that's the Texas, Arkansas, Mississippi, or not Mississippi yet. Texas, Arkansas, New Mexico area. So those are the 3 kind of markets, and Oklahoma, that we cover. It's like a regional thing. And then, I train the salespeople in that region, as well as I have my own team. Buffaloes.
And you like go into towns and do blitzes and knock on doors and shit like that?
Oh, yeah.
So when you knock on someone's door and they open it up and they're like, not interested, what is your comeback?
Yeah. Hey, my job's really simple. I'm not here for your interest or decision. I simply just get the information from the people that have it to the people that need it. How long have you lived in the home?
Come on, man. That's my deal.
Let's go.
Huh?
Hey, dude, it works.
That's a good one, isn't it?
It works, right? I love
See,
that.
people that know what to say in the situation are what is called prepared. Most salespeople fail because they're not prepared. They're not trained. They're not practiced. They're not drilled. They're not rehearsed.
Yeah.
And then I'll go in and I'll say, listen, the secret is to get trained, practiced, drilled, and rehearsed. And people will say, you just want me to buy your training. And I'm like, I don't even sell training, dude. Like Andy, he sells training. I don't really sell training per se. Those are the skeptics, dude. What would you say to them about thinking you can make $500,000 a year? Like, psh, come on, $500,000 a year? Come on, dude.
To say to them about thinking they could make $500,000 or not believing.
Like, are you trying to bullshit me, dude? $500,000 a year? Just anyone can just make $500,000 a year?
Yeah, I would say then don't come.
So you're telling me I can fly to Dallas, knock on a few doors, and make $500,000 a year?
I just tell that person he doesn't have what they need.
What about the person thinking about going to college? He's willing to spend 4 years in college to make $200,000. Why wouldn't he spend 4 months in Dallas and make $500,000 a year?
Dude, he'll learn more with me. He'll learn more doing door-to-door sales than he'll ever learn in college.
Dude, you damn near make me want to quit my job and come out there and sell solar.
I'd love to see it, Brad.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, dude, so would I. Because number one, I'd close the shit out of people.
I believe it.
Well, there'd be no way.
Yeah.
You give me an objection. Give me an objection that you hear at solar.
We're moving, brother.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck, dude. Before you move, put some solar on this goddamn house.
In Texas, work? I don't think so. In Texas, brother.
I'd say what you said.
Yeah, it's a good one.
At the end of the day, if someone says I'm moving, what would I say if someone said I'm moving? Because I'm one of those guys that believe you can't close everybody. Like, they legitimately moving, but here's what I would say. I would say, well, listen. Number one, why aren't you already gone? Like, is your house already sold? Because if it's already sold, maybe I'll try to sell him on his next house, but I don't know if I would continue to try and sell him. I might give up like a weak ass. But if he said, no, it's not sold yet, I would say, you realize the increase in value would make it more sellable, et cetera, et cetera. So it was hard to be in sell, but in this market, it's really not, is it?
No.
What would you say to that?
Are they moving?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask where. Where are you moving to?
Alaska.
Oh, cool. Awesome. They have a whole summer of sunlight.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
You want to talk to me when I get up there?
I'll talk to you right now, and then when we get up there,
I'm just renting for now.
Okay, perfect. I'll sit down, get your information, give you this information, and then later on,
how long would you spend with them before you realize this is wasting my time?
Dude, 20 minutes. I mean, it doesn't hurt me to give 20 minutes to a guy. Yeah, okay, look, efficiency, does it make the most sense? No, not necessarily. But I'm a lucky guy, and I've also seen the law of reciprocity. I go give something to somebody else, and it comes right back to me, right? So maybe I don't see it right now, but I don't know what the next 2-3 years, has for me. So who wouldn't love a nice deal that you just took 20 minutes, gave some guy some information, he liked you, and he moves to Alaska, calls you up, hey, brother, I want solar on my house. I'm going to love that.
Are you a hockey fan?
Dude, I've never watched hockey, but it's intense. I like intense stuff.
So you're not a Dallas Stars fan?
Nah.
We just took them out of the old Stanley Cup.
I heard you guys. This is the game, isn't it? Tonight's the game.
Tonight's the game. That's
awesome.
why I keep glancing over at that clock because, like, my wife keeps texting, we got a game tonight, don't you? But, yeah, we're going to take the Stanley Cup tonight.
Yep, I believe it.
Just FYI, folks, it's Tuesday. The Stanley Cup will be won on Tuesday. When you guys hear the news, you'll know I was right when this drops.
Did you put some money on it?
No.
Okay.
It's weird I'm not a gambler.
It's okay.
But, I mean, it doesn't make it any more exciting because what if I put money on it and they lost? Now I'd be double pissed.
But, well, you just said they're going to win.
I know, but I would think, like, I would bet that they didn't win. That way, if they win, I'm pumped up because they won. Who cares about the money? But if they lost, I'd be pissed. So now I'm pumped up because I won the money. So who cares they lost? Like, I try to hedge my bet like that. So right now, I'd have to go bet against them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think they're going to win. So I would bet for them, but I don't want to get pissed when I lose because I'd be pissed they lost and that I lost money.
That's an important thing because you manage your mindset. That's what a lot of people don't realize is they should always hedge their bets so that they stay in a positive mindset. That's
Why
cool.
is that?
Well, if you're in a negative mindset, you're not going to attract anything. You're not going to learn things as well. You're not going to.
See, I didn't know this at 27. See, that's why when I hear young people talking like this, I think to myself, well, how did you know that?
Studying, man. No friends for a long time, which I think was probably a dumb thing. But
why? Sometimes, dude, you got to go freaking get in some solitude and figure out who you are before you can be anyone's real friend.
I'll tell you why. To build a business, you got to have people, correct? And there's been a lot of people that I've helped that went to somebody else because they didn't come from my network in this door-to-door industry, right? Now, they've come back later, but I know relationships get you further than a lot of things will, right? Being friends with somebody will get you further than a lot of stuff.
That's what I say.
Yeah. So I spent all this time learning all this information when I could have spent a little less time, like in the books, a little less time just being a freaking tyrant, right, with myself, and a little more time, having some relationships and building some things.
Executing.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you, dude. I would have to agree with you. What is your next level? Like, do you know what your next level is? You say you're making 1.6, 1.7. What's your next level?
Yeah, 10 million is the goal.
How long?
I want to do it by 30.
That's what, 3 years from now?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to do within 6 months?
6 months is I want to have my Lightspeed VT system built, ready to roll.
I can help you with that.
And I'm coaching and helping people through that. That's
dude, I could also get you a lot of people that to help because, again, like there's a lot of people that might already be happy with let's say, my company or someone else's company they're already with, but they still want your knowledge. They still want you to help them.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily have to go to Lumio to work for the dude. You can go learn from the dude and sell wherever you sell.
That's
correct?
Exactly why I want to bring it up. Yeah, bring it out. I'm keeping it. I'm not taking the knowledge from the people that have it to the people that need it. So I need to fix that.
You're in violation.
Yes, exactly.
So are you cruising back to Texas when you're done here, or do you stay and visit and hang out for a couple of days?
Yeah, so I'm going to be here a couple of days. Me and my wife are going to go see some stuff. We've got, what is it called? Cirque du Soleil?
Yeah, Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, I've never been to it. She's never been to it, so
you'll like it if you like kind of freaky, acrobats and shit.
Yeah, it does seem entertaining. She was excited about it, so I wanted to go treat her to a good experience.
Do you cold plunge?
Oh yeah,
you do.
I just started.
How long ago?
With the Andy Elliott event.
Oh, okay. So how long do you go?
I did 5 minutes that day.
And what degree of water?
I don't know. It was at the Lifetime, so I'm not sure what temperature it was, but it was cold. It was cold.
Yeah, I started doing it.
Do you like it?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm still wanting to find other people just so I can compare kind of like what changed? Because to me, nothing really has changed, but I do feel a little more crisp and a little more clear.
I do cold showers every day. So when I take a shower, I don't take a hot shower. I get in cold. Ever.
Why?
I haven't, because I'm more clear. I don't like feeling foggy when I wake up. I want to feel sharp.
Well, ice plunges will do it, or what do you call it? Cold plunges will do that.
Yeah.
But I like when I get out how I feel. Well, dude, I'm going to have you back so we can test and see if you made your next level.
Okay.
You think there's any danger in the future of solar, or do you think it's all sunny skies?
No, it's sunny skies, man. A lot of people are scared about regulation. I think what that's going to do is, and right now there's like the turbulence. People are worried about, oh, it's harder markets, it's saturated. I think it's just removing all the bad salespeople out, which makes it better for me because I'm a good salesperson, meaning I help people, right? And I do it right. There's a lot of people out there that just want to, they're not salespeople, they're con artists.
Yeah, dude, it's funny listening to you because, you know, I think to myself, dude, that's, you know, I agree. And then I forget that you said that you studied me.
Yeah, I did.
And my stuff. And that is what I believe. So you're just a good example that it works.
It does.
Folks, there's another example of the old B Meister, Andy Elliott, a combination, because you're smart. Again, you listen to a lot of people. Mm-hmm. See, there's some people, I won't say who, they'll tell you to pick one. And the reason why they want you to do that is because they don't want you giving money to Ed Milet and all these other people to coach and mentor and train. They'd rather you give it to me. So pick one. That's my advice. Yeah. Dude, the truth, if you're going to tell someone the truth, you want to get information from everybody, right? And then create kind of a unique blend of it for you to where now you get really, really good at something and everyone's like, well, what do you think? And you can articulate it yourself, put a bow on it, and now you can basically go out and share knowledge and get paid for it, which is a beautiful thing. And people are like, well, where'd you learn that? I learned a little here, a little there, a little here, a little there. And then some things I discovered and learned along the way.
Yeah. Right.
Cause I have a, real deal lease presentation, I've made so much money with that and sold it when I was done with it. Kind of helped finance Lightspeed, all kinds of stories with that. But ultimately, dude, you're doing the right shit. That's all to say. You're doing the right thing. And now it's starting to turn full circle.
It is.
Because you're about to go train and basically build a big training company. And then eventually you're going to get people going, dude, those who can't train, the only reason you're rich is because you got a bunch of people to pay you to train them. You don't know what you're doing. And then they'll start talking shit and you'll have to remind them that you did $1.6 million, $1.7 million as a salesperson before you trained.
Yep, exactly.
Are you going to continue to sell even after?
Yeah, I do it now with my teams. I'll never stop selling because I think that's when it can become, well, you can just become not relevant to what's going on. Right? There's different objections that come up. Well, there's not different objections. They're all about the same root cause, but or the same root objection, but it might be shifted a little bit. Then I'm not in touch. So then I'm telling somebody who, well, they're not saying it like this. They're not saying. I want to be able to cut through all that bullshit so I can just help them.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I'll still sell. Also, it ain't hard. So why wouldn't I go make 10, 15 grand helping a homeowner get a system that eliminates their utility bill?
Can people do it part-time?
Yeah. That's
shit. Did you make me want to go do it?
Dude, 120 days a year. 120 days a year. I have people that are making 500 grand doing 120 days a year.
Okay. Well, tell the bomb squad what you'd have them do to participate, and let's go.
Yep. So here's what I'd have you do. DM me at @Carroll, _Ryan.
Hey, who are you pointing at?
You
looking at?
Oh, I'm an idiot.
That camera's pointing at me.
Me, I don't know. So, go to _Ryan _Carroll, CARROLL, and just DM me, hey, I want to get started. And we'll get you up from there. We'll get you all set up from there.
Folks, and then don't say, oh, BL didn't do nothing for you. For those of you that take action, you're smart. You're going to go make some dough. And by the way, I'm sure, full disclaimer, I'm not getting anything for this. I'm saying it because if you want to get out of the rat race, you're going to need to sell something. And solar, based on what I've learned, is something that you can pretty much go sell without even really knowing much.
Yeah.
Like I know people like, damn, what are you making? 50 grand a month. I'm like, you are making 50 grand a month. They're like, yeah. And like 3 weeks ago, dude, they were working at McDonald's, like doing nothing. And now they're making 50 grand a month. I said, let me see. Boom. Showed me a paycheck stub. he got like freaking $18,000 in a week and a half of sales. And he goes, I've already doubled that this week. I'm like, just knocking on doors and talking to people about solar?
That's it.
But the bad news is you don't get paid till it's installed. So not only do you need to know how to sell it, you also need to know how to get it installed
to the roof. And it's important to get with a company that will get it to the roof quick.
Get it to the roof.
Yes.
There's the key phrase I'm looking for.
Yes.
Folks, get it to the roof and then keep it real. Appreciate you coming in. We'll have you back as a part 2 when we check up on you, see how well you did.
Perfect.
Till next time, keep it real, kids. Dude, show me somebody's habits, I'll show you their future. Show me somebody's skill set, show me somebody's mindset, and I can predict with a high degree of accuracy whether they're going to be successful or not. Now again, that's not rocket science, is it, folks? The reason I started my podcast, anybody here listen to Dropping Bombs?